I mean, I think we got to pick up where we left off from Pay's live show when I told him, I gave him a damn near guarantee that the White Sox were going to put belt to ass on his team. And that's exactly what happened. So, look, what they like or don't like is irrelevant to me. Only the facts matter. And I told him what the facts were going to be. Sox were going to win that series, and that's what happened. That's what happened. I'm prophetic once again. My predictions continue to come true over here on this side. I told them we was going to spank them, and we spanked them, right? First game of the series, they got one. They got lucky, right? They ran away from us at the end, and they came out with a victory. So, hey, kudos to them, but that's the only one that they got. Because when he came back the next day, it was home run derby on that ass. I told him, he asked me a question, is Murakami going to home run in the series? I told him, absolutely, twice. Yeah, Murakami homered twice in the series, two of them in the same game because he wasn't finished yet. So he had to go up there and turn the lights off on their ass more than once. Listen, man, it was a good weekend for the White Sox. If you're a White Sox fan, you got to celebrate beating that team from the North Side's ass. Respect, kudos to all the White Sox fans that showed up and showed out and got to celebrate our team whooping their ass. Oh yeah, that third game was definitely a great game. It's probably one of the best games between those two teams in quite some time. I mean, it was filled with drama. It was back and forth. They jumped out 3-0 lead on us. Then it was 3-1. Then it was 4-1. Then it was tied up four apiece. But then Tristan Peters hit a 3-run home run to make it 7-4. Just when you think the Sox are about to shut the door, the opposite happens. Sir Anthony Dominguez gives up a 3-run home run. Now it's tied. Now we're going into extra innings. Now they take a 1-run lead in the 10th. We're thinking, uh-oh, what's going to happen now? And then Edgar Carroll hits a game-winning 2-run home run. White Sox win 9-8. So by far, that's the best game that those two teams have played against each other in quite some time. Very dramatic, very memorable, and worth talking trash over. I think the next time we play them is in August up north. So, it is what it is. As I always say, when you win the series, you get the rights to brag, right? You get the rights to talk your trash whenever you want to, how often you want to. It is what it is. It's always going to be back and forth between these two teams' fan bases within this city. That's how it's always been. They can try to pretend like that's not the case as much as they want to, but they lying. We know what it is. If they would have came into the South Side, they always lie. They like to throw rocks and hide their hands and act like, oh, we don't really care about y'all like that. Y'all not that big of a deal, but you talk trash all the time. You always got something to say. Look, at the end of the day, there's only one real baseball team in the city of Chicago, and we know that they play on the South Side. So there's really nothing else to talk about. Like at this point, we little broed them. We sent them back on their way, and they ain't recovered yet. But I'm not going to talk about them. I'll say that for Pace when he get his live stream going again, and he got to talk about the current state of his favorite baseball team being in the toilet at the moment. But he gonna try his best not to cry. They always gonna try their best not to whine and cry and you know avoid curses and things like that. They always find something to be miserable about.
Sorry, audience. You couldn't see me before. I was busy celebrating with a friend about the White Sox won versus the Cubs. I'm so excited. I couldn't even celebrate on camera. But now I'm back. Now y'all can see me and see how excited I am. So on our next slate of games, we've got, I believe, 3 games versus the Giants. We're going to be at San Francisco. 4 games versus Twins are going to be at home in Chicago. And then 3 more games versus Detroit. All of them going to be tough games. I'll start with you, JJ3. What's your thought on that next, 10-game slate?
Yeah, so on the road, like you mentioned, against San Francisco, this is the Sox final West Coast road trip, which is pretty damn good, you being honest about it. To go out on the road, get these road games out on the West Coast, get them games out of the way early, and to play pretty well, all things considered in those games, and to finish it up here in San Francisco, I got the White Sox taking 2 out of 3 in this one. To be honest with you. I expect them to go out. Yeah, I think Davis Martin is pitching tomorrow, that first game of the series.
Okay.
Sox always play well when Davis Martin is starting.
I'm with it.
So I'm expecting him to go out there and pitch a good game. I'm expecting him to go out and have hot bats and score some runs for him and get him some run support and get him a W. And then at that point, I think they'll be able to get at least one more before coming back home. And now on that 7-game homestand that you just pointed out, 4 against Minnesota, 3 against Detroit, You're getting into the heart of your divisional games at this point to finish out the month of May. So I really want to see the Sox take this series against Minnesota. Obviously, that will further cement their standing above 500. And
Facts.
it'll allow them to really pick up steam in the division and potentially get that first place. So I want to see them take both of these series. Give me at least a 3-1 series lead or series win against Minnesota, and give me a 2 out of 3 series win against the Detroit Tigers at home as well. That's what I want to see. So if all of that happens, you got a 7-3 record in these next 10 games for the White Sox.
No, that's not a bad prediction. Not a little bit similar to mine. I've got us taking 2 out of 3 versus the San Fran. The only game I'm worried about is versus Robbie Ray, who's probably also on the trade market too. He's however you feel Peralta is, in my opinion. He's Peralta level. I believe he's a left-hander. He can be an ace on most mid-level teams. He's going to be an issue for us because of the issues that we have facing left-handers. I'm pretty sure he's a left-hander. I've got to double check. Then Minnesota, but he's out. I think they got Valdez, or is it? I forget who they picked up in free agency from Houston. He was okay. He wasn't that great. He's their best pitcher right now with Skubal out for at least a month. I actually am going to say, because we're playing Detroit at home, I'm going to say we sweep Detroit. We split the Twins, and we take 2 out of 1 versus the Giants. So we still keep our above 500 record, and we expand it with Detroit. So those are my two objections. I only worry about the Twins games, even though they're at home. If they're at home, we can turn it into a home run derby no matter how great the pitcher's ERA is. I am worried about Buxton. Byron Buxton hits like a home run a game, and versus our pitchers, he's going to hit a home run a game. But as long as we can stay ahead in shootouts, honestly, I wouldn't even be mad just walking him every time he gets on the plate. Just walk him, make the rest of them play offense. I think we're good to go. Split Minnesota at home, a 2-1 Giants. First game is super vital, and then yeah, we sweep Detroit Tigers, and we are good to go from there.
No, I feel you. I mean, we got the same record, just different ways of getting there. As long as we end up with a 7-3 stretch during these next 10, I'm happy no matter how it comes about. So I'll definitely take that. And Byron Buxton, I mean, when he's healthy and in the lineup against the White Sox, you're right. He's a White Sox killer whenever he sees us out there. I don't know what it is.
He's elite. I'm so glad I have him on my team. He's been going crazy.
He's routinely giving the White Sox problems. So
isn't he?
Yeah, hopefully that doesn't happen in this upcoming series, but we'll definitely see what happens. But again, it's definitely going to be an important 10-game stretch of games. You battle the entire month of May to get your record above 500. Now that you're here, let's see how long you can stay above 500, and let's see if you can stretch your legs and continue up, and towards that division lead, because you can catch Cleveland for the division. Hey, we really gonna have some things to talk about in the next coming weeks about the Chicago White Sox. So I'm definitely looking forward to this to see what happens in the division.
Me too. All right. No, I think that's it. Unless we got anything else on the bulletin board, we can talk about lineups later, next episode, because I do want to talk about. I know we don't have a Mydroth problem, but he kills a lot of the vibes when we're on fire. I'm just putting that out there first. We'll talk about it later.
I don't think he kills as many vibes as you think. I don't think that really happens.
I'm just greedy.
Especially,
I just want nonstop.
No, especially not in comparison to a guy like Andrew Benintendi. I mean, I understand he's the highest paid player on the team, and he's had a pretty nice little stretch of games here the last week and a half or so, or 2 weeks or so. But
something like that.
Baseball is a sport that's played oftentimes. All the times you go on highs and lows of a 2-week stretch or a 2-week variety. So you'll see a guy get on a heater for 2 weeks, and then you'll see him start to fall back down to earth in the next stretch of 2-week games. So I don't necessarily agree that Mydroth is a vibe killer, at least not to the degree that you believe that he is. And right now, I'm really not in the mood for any real drastic lineup changes or anything like that, or swapping guys out of order or where they're currently at in the lineup. I think the lineup has been pretty good right now. I think guys have pretty defined roles that they're performing in well at this point. And Tanashi leading off, Murakami in second, then Vargas giving him some support behind him, and then Kosa Montgomery. So, I think right now where our lineup is pretty solid. That can improve as you start getting other guys back, like Kyle Teal, who we haven't seen yet on the White Sox all season long because he got hurt and he had a setback in his rehab stint. So Yeah, there's other help on the way outside of the vibe changes that you might be looking for.
Solid philosophy. I'm going to start this new thing where I shout out staff because a lot of people know about the players. They know about the manager, but they don't quite know the staff. So we need to do that more. Shout out to White Sox hitting coaches, Derek Schumann, and then he's also got what's his name? He's the assistant hit. Oh, Derek Schuman's our hitting coach. Joel McKeithen is our assistant hitting coach, and Ryan Fuller is our, I think he's the play, is our director of hitting. Why they have the director of hitting, I'm shocked at that position, but I like that we have a director of hitting. I'd love to know the details, what you do as a director of hitting when we have a hitting coach, but it is what it is. I like all three. Shout out to them because these boys are hitting this year. They are.
Fancy titles to justify giving somebody a paycheck. That's what it sounds like to me. But
It's an
if the
extra hitting
home runs keep
coach.
coming, then I'm not mad at it. Go ahead and get your money.
Me neither. Shout out to, again, Derek Schumann, Joel McKeithen, and Ryan Fuller are basically three hitting coaches, even though Fuller's the director of hitting. I am all for it. Good job. Great job the last 30 days, everybody on that White Sox staff included. I'll shout you out next time. But with that being said, this has been a great episode. I appreciate you guys for watching, and can't wait to see you guys next time. All right. Peace out.
Appreciate you tapping into this latest episode from the Frustrated Chicago Sports Fan channel. Don't matter if you was watching on YouTube or listening on Spotify or Apple. Make sure you like, subscribe, share with everybody on the block, and hit the notification bell so you never miss none of our daily drops. And to all the guys from the Shy, we say three things: bear down, fly the W, and sell the team, Jerry.